Hey, welcome to my little space. My name is Sarah. I live in Northeast Ohio, and I've put out a couple of these little Knitcast videos. So thanks for stopping by, or welcome back. I am a little bit of a making mess right now. I realized when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to talk about in this video, I don't even know why I make plans, like knitting, crochet, making plans, and why it never, it never works out. Not works out. I always choose to start a different project or whatever. I have next to me a pile of things that I have started. I don't know why I haven't finished. It's a little bit overwhelming with both what I have going and this room behind me and what you can't see behind the camera. It is a mess. It's just a mess in here, which doesn't lend to a very positive creative space. So, short story, I don't know what's going on with anything. I every video talk about plans, and I think I've done 0% of those said plans, opting for other projects. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's going on, but I just, yeah, I don't know. So today is July 4th. For non-Americans, that is our Independence Day. So, typical picnics, and then there's fireworks at various locations. It's a Tuesday, so they were happening all weekend as well. But our big fireworks show that we go to is tonight. We are leaving very, very soon for a pool party at my aunt's house. So I have a very small snippet of time, but it has been a really, really long time since I have chatted with myself, I guess, on a camera. So I just wanted to sit down and maybe try to collect my thoughts and my makings and talk about more future plans that who knows when they'll happen, but I have yarn for them. Also, funny story, I did make a very bold statement on my last video that I was not going to buy any more yarn. I had a few stipulations for circumstances where I was allowing myself to buy yarn. I don't know what happened, except that I got overcome by a great sale. So I did in fact buy more yarn, which I will talk about in a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So oh, and then just a very quick update, which I do plan on making a separate video about this, but I did also mention that I had some really big plans coming up right after my last video was put out. My son and I were going to see Taylor Swift in Detroit, Michigan. It was going to be his first concert. He is going to be turning 15 in just a couple weeks here. So we did a little road trip with one of his very good friends and her mother, and it was just the most amazing time. Just road tripping out there with another little family and all that made it so much more enjoyable, because we weren't, wasn't just the two of us. And the show was so fantastic. I mean, it was not a concert, it was a show. I don't know how they all do it. It blows my mind. It totally blows my mind. It was so wonderful. So that was such an enjoyable experience. And then that was on a weekend. We came home on Sunday, and then that Tuesday, my son and I turned right around and left for Europe. We were gone for 10 days. It was a trip organized through his school. So there were 24 of us total. There were 6 adults, 18 teenagers. And we went through Spain and Italy, and I took a boatload of pictures, a couple videos. I do want to compile that in some kind of collage-y manner, and then get that posted up here too, just for whoever wants to enjoy it, because oh man, I didn't even understand the capacity of beauty that I saw. It was just overwhelming and beautiful and amazing, and it was a trip that I would have never been able to take or plan on my own, and I'm just so grateful that we had that opportunity. Our tour guide that was with us the whole time was just so amazing and made the trip just so much more. Definitely lifelong memories. I'm so glad I got to have that experience with my eldest. So great. It was so wonderful. Very quickly, when we were in Spain, we went to Madrid, Barcelona, Toledo, and then we took a ferry over to Rome, and then we went to various locations from Rome. But I'll put something together. I'm not sure. I kind of lost all my mojo for putting something together, because it just, you come home and you kind of have to get right back in the swing of things, and jet lag is a real thing. And I honestly, I very much underestimated how long it would take me to get back into my own time zone. It's for reference, where I live in Ohio to where we were, it's a 6-hour ahead time difference. So for like almost a week, when I was home around 4 p.m., I was just like done and spent and exhausted. So but I'm back to being normal, I think. And it was just, obviously it was so wonderful to come home to my husband and our 2 other children and all of our animals and things. So but it was just amazing. It was just really, really, really amazing. And I just can't wait to do more traveling now. I'm like officially a world traveler. It was really cool to get those little stamps in my passport. I gotta get more. So there was a lot of travel time on the trip, between the flight and then bus travel to our various cities that we visited. And there was a 22-hour ferry ride from Spain to Italy. So lots of like extra time in between all of the sightseeing and the learning and all the things. So I was able to get, I was happy with what I was able to get done. So yeah, so let's, I guess, just jump into the nitty gritty. Get it? I don't have any full finished objects, but I was able to finish 2 socks from different sets for summer sock camp, which, by the way, man, has that gone out the window for me? And it's like such a bummer, because I follow the hashtag Summer Sock Camp 2023 on Instagram, and it's just so fun to see my feed flooded with all of these socks that everybody's getting done, and I just feel so like I just fell off the boat and got real left behind. So I don't know. I just need to like talk about all my stuff today, and then really sit down and sort it all out, because it's just I don't mind having a few whips going at a time, but it's like too much for me right now. I will give myself a small bit of grace though, in the sense of 2 of the projects that I started before we left for Europe, so like the beginning of June-ish, I think I started these projects. I didn't want to take with me, because they were too like close to being done, that I didn't know how much time I would have to knit. So I didn't want to pack 2 projects that were, more than half done, and then take all the extra yarn, take all that stuff, and then just have possibly finished objects that I had to, packing travel with. So that didn't much make sense to me. So I took 2 socks that were whips. I took those with me, because obviously those are small and easily portable. And then I did take, this doesn't make sense, but I did take a blanket quantity of yarn with me, because I do have, time has kind of just slipped away, and I do have a baby blanket that I would really, really like to get done in the month of July for a very dear friend, that I want to get that shipped off and sent to her and her family. before their little new baby comes. So I took that. So it was a baby blanket size quantity, you know, but it was still 6 skeins maybe, I don't know, you know, all wound up, ready to go. So I did get a good chunk of that blanket down, which I will show you in a few minutes. And then I did take with me a shawl that had not been started yet, that I was going to try to, you know, I just wanted a variety of things. Like, I don't like being stuck working on one project, because I didn't know what my circumstances around me would be either. So I took 2 socks, a baby blanket, and a shawl with me. Funny story, I tried to do the shawl, and it's a lot of make one rights and make one lefts, and I forgot which was which, and I very stupidly did not write any notes down to myself, and I had started it on the plane, and I don't have Wi-Fi, or I'm not paying for Wi-Fi and all that kind of stuff on the plane, so I had no way of like looking it up. So that was like an immediate bust, and I was like, that was silly. Anyway, so I didn't end up working on that at all, because we don't have you don't need to know any of this, but we don't have a phone plan that really has roaming or overseas things. You have to pay. It's just weird. So I did not want us to use our cell phones at all. So we were just trying to stay on Wi-Fi, mostly when we were at the hotels and things. But the Wi-Fi was like really not great. Where was I going with this? Oh, so I was never able to really look up how to do the make one rights and lefts. So that project ended up just being like toted around with me. It was silly, but at least it was just a shawl, so it was not a lot of yarn or anything like that. So that was like a total bust of a project, but whatever. It was my fault. So anyway, back to the nitty gritty. Sorry. One of my socks that I did finish is, I talked about previously, for my husband. It's the diamond back pattern by Kay from Crazy Sock Lady. Hopefully there we go. So I did finish one for him, so very, very exciting. I did also, so then I finished this while I was gone, right? And I was like, oh man, though, like, I've never made socks for him before, so I was like, what if it doesn't fit him? So I finished it, and then I was afraid to like do Kitchener and like finish it off, because I was like, well, what if I have to like rip back, you know? So I finished it pretty early on in the trip, and then that project bag just stayed traveling along with us, because I didn't want to start the new one if I would have to modify the old one. I know it's possible. It's just something that like I'm not interested in figuring out. So I finished it. I saved it. I brought it back. I tried it on his foot, and it fits like a glove. So fantastic. So now I can officially start the second one of these. Ooh. Anyway, so that's one thing I finished, and then I finished my was making the Rhinebeck Roomie pattern, also by Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady. So that's finished as well, and I really, really like this pattern. I have decided that and there's probably no way to really know this before you buy the patterns, but I love patterned socks, but I really just so much more like pattern socks that are an easy repeat. Rhinebeck Roomies, easy repeat. Diamondback, for me, not easy. I had to follow her instructions, every line. It was very frustrating. For me, this has nothing to do with her. Maybe it is an easy repeat pattern and I just couldn't catch on. So this is also not a very like enjoyable knit for me, but now I have one. So, you know, I'm gonna finish it, but it's probably just not a pattern that I'll really do again. I really love the finished project. But I just can't, I don't have the capacity to like have to follow a chart, and I couldn't catch on to the repeats. So that was a bummer, but you know, live and learn, right? But these Rhinebeck Roomies I'm totally into. And you know, so here's what the pattern looks like just in a stockinette. It's or not the pattern, the colorway. Super fun. This is Knit Picks Stroll Fingering in Gumball. Pretty sure it's Gumball. It's really fun, and I think that I will have enough left over to even make myself or maybe somebody some shorties, so that'll be fun. So that's all I have like finished, which isn't even finished, but you know, whatever. Where to start next? I have 4 other whips that I want to talk about. And hopefully by the next video, some of them have to be done. Here, we'll start with my long-term whip because this is, you know, this is not getting done for a while. So my DK jelly roll blanket. So I think I talked about this in the last video, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but I had started, it's used with fingering yarn. I subscribed to the Row 1 subscription, and that's the yarn that I'm using for the jelly roll blanket by K. Jones, I think. Inspired by Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady, because she has been making these jelly roll blankets for a while. So anyway, so I'm Row 1 subscription, we're there, and I started the fingering, and I just didn't like how the blanket was turning out in the weight of it, which obviously is my own fault for not realizing, but I just didn't, it just felt so like light, you know. I just wanted, doesn't matter, I ripped it out. I don't know if you know that, but I ripped it out and I restarted, and I did holding it double and went from there. And I'm super excited because actually when I started doing that, it became like really fun and I really enjoyed it. And previously I was terrified of the randomness of it because I'm just not a random person. I like things a little more cohesive than just that. But I'm really, really enjoying it now, and I like it so much better. So I'm very, very glad I did that. So don't be afraid to frog things. If it doesn't feel right, there's a reason it doesn't feel right. Just frog it. If it's not bringing you joy, just put it down or whatever. Just it's okay. It's okay. So I did 1 whole month of colorway. It's 10 skein, or not 10, 10 little things of 10 grams. So, you know, it worked up super quick. So I have 1 whole stripe done, and I think it is going to work out, I think, that I'm going to do 1 whole month per stripe. So that'll be kind of fun too. So this whole month is done, and I'm very, very excited about it. This is the right way. There we go. And it's just, for those that don't know about the jelly roll, it's just knit back and forth, creating a garter stitch. Yeah, but I'm really, really loving it. And just to have the extra little encouragement, I showed it to my youngest, who is 7, and he is like, loves it. He loves all the colors. He loves how, he said it looks beautiful. I mean, who needs more motivation than a 7-year-old telling you your knit blanket looks beautiful? I don't need it. So 1 whole strip is done. Super excited. I laid it like along me, and it seems like it'll be a very nice length. I don't know how long the width is going to be. I'm just going to keep getting these month subscriptions until I guess I'm done with it. I am very backed up though with the months. I have 1, 2, 3. I just got my third little bag yesterday, actually. So I have 3 more months to do. My goal is really, really, really to get caught up and to do the month that I receive the yarn in that month, because obviously that makes sense, and it's just, you know, it just will help keep me going with the progress. So I'm gonna work on that, but when, I don't know, because, well, we're gonna talk about the rest of the stuff. We'll do my baby blanket next. So this, like I said, I have just like a self goal of it being done by the end of July. Baby is due in August. Babies can come whenever they want. And I also know that a baby blanket does not need to necessarily be received before the baby comes, but that's my goal. So I'm doing the Tonal blanket pattern, which is a free pattern by Purl Soho. And it's a very, very easy 4-row repeat. I'm very loving it very much. I opted to go with more like a rainbow theme. I had Knit Picks Heatherly Sport Weight. I had bought 2 bundles of their, I talked about this before, but I bought 2 bundles of some of their colorways. So I just kind of put together a little rainbow pattern. So far in the pattern, I have pink, orange, and yellow. Those are obviously not the names of the colors. And then I have 2 put in. I have green, blue, violet. Yeah, so I did like, you know, rainbow Roy G. Biv for what I had. But I think that how the blanket's working up, if I do 3 additional colors, it might be a little too long. So I'm gonna probably omit the green, but you don't need to know any of that, sorry. But anyway, so this is the blanket. Can you see it all? There we go. Yeah. So what I also did, what you do with the tonal blanket from Purl Soho is you have a main base, and then you are knitting with various colors throughout. So it creates a, what is it? It's not like a variegated colorway, but it's a color, I don't know, whatever. So anyway, so I kind of did that, but not, so like I did like, I'm doing full colors, but then right, where you can kind of see, maybe you can't see it as much with the pink and the orange, but here, let me go to the yellow. So like right there, I added the yellow in with the orange until the orange was all finished up, and then started the yellow. Does that make sense? So I'm like doing like a full color until there's like just a bit left, and then adding a new color in so it marls together. That's not right either. So it kind of, you know, goes together, whatever. And so transitions, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I am doing it until until it's like almost used up. So like I'm pretty excited. Like this is all I have left of the pink and the orange. So super little bitty bits. There to me is nothing more satisfying in a project than having nothing left. It's like, oh, it's like a dream come true when that happens. So anyway, so that is my tonal blanket. Very, very much like how it's working up. It's a lot bigger than the baby blanket that I made, that I just finished the Parker throw that I showed on my last video. So it is, I think I'm about halfway through, and it is unfortunately becoming the point now where it's tedious, and I would just so much rather be working on other things, which just goes to show that I really need to be starting baby blankets sooner so that I have the time to set it down, do other things, come back to it. But you know, it's also just really easy to lose track of time because that's life. So you know, again, I have my own time crunch of the end of July, so that's 20 whatever more days. We'll see what happens. It is a really nice project to grab and go though, because it's an easy repeat. On the flip side, it's becoming more difficult to grab and go because it's becoming so big. And it's summer, so it's like hot to have this like blanket on your lap. So that's an issue. So I think I'm gonna stop taking it out with me, and I'll just work on it like at home where I'm cozy in the air conditioning, because that's where I'm at. That's a lie. I'll probably take it to the pool party today to work on, and to fireworks tonight. I don't know. So anyway, next up on the WAP category is my Felix cardigan by, who's this by? Amy Christoffers, I think. That's rude of me to not know, but obviously everything's linked below, as with every other person on YouTube. So, super awesome. I'm using Premier Eversoft in the color mustard, I think it is. Mustard, yeah. I just really wanted a yellow cardigan. So that's that. And I am, it's hard to show, I'm sorry. You know this, you've seen other knitting videos, but I am to the point where I'm gonna start the bottom ribbing. I'm having a very small dilemma with the buttons and if I even want to add them or not. So I don't generally like button my cardigans ever. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that yet, but I have a bit because I'm going to do the bottom ribbing and then I'm going to do the sleeves, and maybe by then I'll have like a feeling of where I want to go with things. So anyway, so that's exciting. Almost done with the body. Just have to literally do the ribbing. So super close. And then while I was making it, I have a really hard time like envisioning things, but while I was making it, I didn't love the raglan increases. Like I've only ever done it with the what is like the typical raglan where it's like knit and then knit behind to create like that like edging or whatnot. But this wasn't like that. This was done, I don't remember, it was so long ago, but maybe with the, well, I guess I shouldn't say because it's a paid for pattern. But anyway, when I tried it on, you're not gonna be able to see it. Oh, maybe. I actually ended up really liking it creates these like really nice little delicate like inverted V's or some. Anyway, I like it. That's the short story. I was worried about it, but I did it because I wanted to follow the pattern the first time. And I really, really do like it. It's feminine, I guess. It's just really feminine. I like it. Last whip that I have is so close to being done. It's very exciting. I am doing the Tip Top Tank by, I believe it's Maker. It's a free pattern, which is like blows my mind still when people have free patterns. And it's just a V front, V in the back tank top. And for this one, I'm using my I also subscribe to Darn Good Yarn monthly subscription. I pay for the one that they'll send you 3 balls or hanks or whatever of yarn every month, and I've only had 2 shipments of it, and they've both been like a recycled silk yarn, so I just didn't know what to do with it. But anyway, so I found this Tip Top tank, and I was like, well, a tank top in this like fun little colorway might be exciting. So sorry, I've like already split, so I don't know how to show it to you. So that's not gonna work. I'll hold up. So this is it. The yarn is so fascinating. It goes from light bright pink through dark pink to red, and then it's doubled with it's like a twine colored silk yarn. So yeah, you can see it. So that's that. I really like how it's like changing colors throughout. None of it bothers me. It has really nice details. Oh my god, I was showing you the side. That's funny. Oh golly. Anyway, so the side is really just a cute little detail of rows of pearls mixed in with the stockinette. Oh, so silly. So let me find the front. Where's the front? Is this the front? This is the front. So I have the front 2 panels done, and then I'm working on the back panel, and then I'm just missing a panel on this side, and then just you just do a 3 needle bind off to join at the top. So I'm really, really excited. It's a little hard to judge because I think it might end up being a little too V-necky for me. I'm not comfortable with that. I like to be just a little more modest on my top half. So I think I might have made it a bit too deep of a V. Ooh, so let me see. Maybe not. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna know till I try it on. But either which way, I'll still wear it, even if I have to wear even if I wear like a little tank top underneath it or something. But I'm super excited, and I was so grateful that it was a free pattern, super easy to follow. I believe it had a very wide size range as well. So I'm loving that. This is probably the project that I am closest to being done with. So I'm probably gonna work on, between the blanket, I'll probably work on this a bit more often, especially since it's a summer garment, and for us up here, it's summer. So yeah. Okay, so that's all that. But I do really want this cardigan too. Anyway, I want it all. And I just need to not have chores, and to not have household responsibilities, and to not have my family need anything, to not have to have a full-time job, and to have more hours in the day, and to not need any sleep, or to take care of myself. And then I would get everything done. I feel like that's a pretty small ask, but anyway. Let's start with, lastly, I just have my, what I have gotten in the mail. So we'll do the easy subscription stuff first. So, again, I do belong to the Farmer's Daughter Fiber Sock Squad. This month was the, lupine flower with the, does that say Carner blue fly. So this was the inspiration for it, and I love it. Really, really, this is my jam. I have not loved all of the months by any means, but you also can't make everybody happy, right? So in like last month, the June month, sorry, I'm very blubbery. I have said before, but I wanted to make each month that I wanted to finish a pair of socks in that month. That was like my goal for the entire year. And I think with travel in June, and the fact that I really was incredibly uninspired by the colorway that we got last month. I didn't even cake them up. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the yarn. I don't know if eventually they'll become socks, if I'll gift them to somebody. I just didn't like it, and that's okay. You literally cannot please everybody. But oh yeah, this pleases me. I love it. So it's like almost like a periwinkle blue, and then this is a really light purple. It's not even lilac. It does definitely have like a hint of blue in it. It just matches so well too. I love it. So this is their Pintler sock. It's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And you get so much. There's 463 yards in this 100 gram. It's just, and it's, you can't, you're not gonna be, it's not gonna pick up at all, but it is slightly variegated too, which I'm very into that, like subtle, yeah. Ooh, I love it. So these, I believe, are going to become the daily sock pattern by Summerly Knits. I've had that on the back burner for a long time, that pattern, and yeah, that's gonna be these, because I love them a lot. So I was super pumped to open that bag up. And then like I said, my row ones came yesterday in the mail, so that was exciting. Perfect timing for this little video. I am also very much running out of time. We're supposed to be leaving very soon, so let's ramp it up here, Sarah. Except I can't get this knot out. Okay, there we go. So the row ones, if you don't know, I got hooked because of Kay, the crazy sock lady. I feel like I talk about her all the time, which is weird, but I love that it also comes with like a little stitch marker every month, so it's fun. And it tells you a whole it gives you a whole printout of like who the yarn dyer is and just a little bit about them, and it's nice. It just helps you have like a little bit of a connection, you know. So this month is Candy Shop Yarns. I don't have time to like open the little, so this is what the little info card comes in, and the little stitch marker. Oh, I guess I can. So this is the yarn. It's still in plastic, obviously, so I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see it, but these are very fun to me. There's a lot of glare. I'm really sorry. Just trust me, they're fun. I so much love colorful yarn that's muted, if that makes sense. I'm trying so desperately to incorporate more bright colors in my life, but the sheer fact is this is what I gravitate to. So I'm really excited to get this month added in, but again, I'm doing them in the order in which I received them, so I still have like 2 other complete rows to knit up before that guy can get added in. Or whatever, I'm just gonna open this. I'll just be a smidgen late to the party. Oh, and I forgot, they give you candy too, which I just think is a cute little treat. So, oh, this is so fun. This little stitch marker is, oh, you're not gonna be able to see it. It's a watermelon. It's really cute. And I love too, because these stitch markers that they send are always very simple. Like they're always either silver or gold. There's not much to them, which I'm sure is just like also a cost thing, but I love it. I value it. I think I might make my own stitch markers. That's jumping the gun, but whenever I go to Joann's, I always look in their little like beaded section and stuff, and there's so many cute little things. Anyway, I have enough on my plate, obviously. So this subscription comes from, I always like to know where the location. Oh, where's she from? Oh, Utah. Kearns, Utah. So her website is Candy Shop, it's SHOPPE yarns.com. Super fun. Anyway, super fun. Very excited to get that added in when the time comes. Okay. Other things that I purchased, and this is not like recent, but it had come, it had not yet come when I did my last videos, but it did come before I left for Europe. So I just wanted to talk about them really quick and maybe get opinions if you guys think this will work out well, because I'm really bad at putting colors together. I just am. I typically will just let my inspiration be from like a test knit that I see or somebody else's project that's already been completed on whatever. But 2 yarns that I bought for, and I got sucked in to Purl Soho was having a big sale. It must have been for Memorial Day, and I've never used Purl Soho before, but Edible Thoughts makes, I love her so much. She uses linen quill all the time. So I was like, well, you know, whatever. I love how her garments turn out. She loves it. Let me just give it a try. So I bought some linen quill to make 2 different projects. So these colors, this is called Flamingo, and holy guacamole, talk about trying to incorporate bright color into your life, right? I mean, that's bright. And then this one's called, I forgot, oh, High Tide. And it's a really beautiful, deep blue with it's really pretty. Anyway, what do you guys think about that? I don't know, but what this is maybe going to be is the I'm gonna say it wrong, the Misurina by Caitlin Hunter, and it's just it's a short sleeve, it's a color work around the yoke, I think, type thing. I know that you should have, or it's recommended, I think, that you have like a higher contrast of color when you're doing color work things. So, I mean, can you get any more higher contrast than that? I don't know. This is literally the oddest pick for me, but it's also very hard to do this all online. I think I'm much more of like an in-person yarn buyer, but I don't have any yarn shops really around me except like chain yarn places. So we're gonna give that a try, maybe, unless I change my mind, which is possible. And then the other linen quill that I bought this is called Peach Stone. This is a little less contrasty. It's a really pretty, it almost has like some purples in it. And then this one is called, I'm not gonna say this, Lychee Pink. I don't know, you guys, I'm sorry, it's embarrassing. Anyway, so I'm putting these 2 together, and with this I'm going to make the Helianthus by Andrea Gaughan, and that is a really beautiful, I don't want to say basic in a demeaning way at all, but like a just can wear anywhere kind of tank top. It's I really like it because it goes up higher around your neck, so it gives me that modesty that I crave. And then it's just a tank top. It just has some ribbing along the armholes, ribbing along the bottom, and then one of hers is made in like a few colorways of some stripes. So I'm gonna do stripes with this. I'm gonna have to really pay attention to my yardage, because I think what I would really like to do is kind of have like a main color and then create maybe even different size stripes with whatever I choose to be the contrasting color, or maybe it'll be uniform throughout. I'm not really sure yet. I'm not there. It doesn't matter. I don't need to be, because I have a million things to do before I even get to this. But I'm super excited to at least have this in my stash and ready to go when I am ready for it. I was lucky enough to buy her pattern when she had first released it. She offered a very lovely discount. So I've had that for a bit, and I think this will be nice. Yeah, well, we'll see. But I'm so excited to try Purl Soho. It's definitely not a yarn that is typically affordable for me personally. So I snagged it on sale. I had a moment of weakness, as I do with yarn, and that's what that is. Okay, so then this is my post last video. I said I wasn't gonna buy any more yarn, but then I did. I really, really, really like Hue and Me brand by Lion Brand. Hue and Me by Lion Brand. And they just had a really big sale over the weekend. So I got sucked into buying some yarn. I got 2 blanket quantities of yarn. I know, it's stupid, but again, these aren't gonna go bad. And I believe I've said this before, for all of the blankets I've made, and I haven't made like hundreds or anything like that, but for all the blankets I've made, I've never taken the time to knit or crochet myself, like our home, a blanket, until that was the original inspiration for doing this the jelly roll blanket, because it was going to be a blanket for home. But I want, well, one, that's going to be a long-term project, and I wanted more than that, and that's okay, right? Because it's my house and it's my time and my money and my knitting and crocheting. So first, so I have not even unboxed these beautiful things yet. Let me just double check here that I have the right, falling everywhere, the right colorways to show you guys. So the first ones that I'm going to show you are I'm crocheting, which is nice to get back into crocheting. I'm crocheting the Bradley Afghan by Toni Lipsey. So super excited because I have been watching Toni Lipsey TL crochet. Oh my god, that's embarrassing. Toni Lipsey for her videos for a bit now, and she's just so, you know, she's just one of those people that like you just feel like you would connect with and you just want to be your best friend. And I know I'm not the only person that feels that way, so I don't even feel weird saying that on the internet, because she's amazing and I value her in general just like so much and all the things that she does. So I was super excited when I came across one of her posts last week, I don't know, and she was like going through, you know, some of her blanket projects, and then of course like she had mentioned that the Hue and Me was on sale, and Lion Brand has what is it called, packages, that's not right, kits. Lion Brand has kits all together for all of the blankets that she was advertising, which obviously is like a thing, that's why she was showing them. Well, guess what, she got me and I bought a kit and I'm really excited. This will be my first Toni Lipsey I want to say recipe, and obviously that's not right, pattern. It's my first Toni Lipsey pattern and I'm super stoked. So this is the Bradley Afghan, and these are my colors, and the Bradley Afghan appears to be I didn't read the pattern yet, but it's just like a big chevron stripes with these colors. So this is Harbor Port, and I believe with this one, this is desert. Nope, desert. I think I just was able to get the kit of like the palette that was together in the kit, and this is Bellini. I think I was, or maybe one of them was. Lion Brand will often run out of stock when they're having a really big sale, which is good for them. But I can't remember if this was the original kit or if I had a substitute. I might have had a substitute, the blue. I don't remember. But anyway, so that's that. I'm running out of space. There's too much yarn everywhere. So that one is that blanket. Super excited to get started on that. And I'm honestly excited to crochet a blanket again because it's been quite a bit since I picked up my hook. So I'm excited to do that. It'll just be a different, you know, it's just a different feel. Excited. The other blanket I'm making is the Rocky Mountain Sampler, which is a knit pattern by Jessica from Mama in a Stitch. I can't remember if this was a kit or not. I don't think it was. I'm not sure. Or maybe it was and I just didn't look for it. I don't know. But anyway, so this is like going to be, I don't even think I'm going to be able to show you. It required like 8, not, you obviously didn't have to do different colors, but, is this a color? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is this a color? Oh, that might not be a color. Is this a color? Maybe it was 7. I might be missing. Oh, here it is. It went rogue. Okay. Let's see if I can show these all to you guys. Probably not. So this will be my color palette. Can you see them all? So again, that's the Rocky Mountain Sampler. And I just wanted to choose something that had some like bolder muted colors, I guess, if that makes sense. I don't even know if that makes sense, but this is Toast. This one is Spicy. This one is Grapefruit. I hope these are focusing. I'm sorry, I can't even tell. Juniper, which is, this one's a really pretty like greenish blue. This one I would like to maybe make a sweater out of this color. This is a nice color. And what is this guy? Mustard. It's so funny to me how different mustards look, you know, like this is mustard for my blanket and this is the mustard for my cardigan. Oh, I guess when you put them together they do look pretty similar. What do I know? This one is Magic Hour. This one is Macchiato. And this one is Marine. I hope you could see those. I didn't check to see if they were focusing. And I just looked at the time and I am now going to be a little bit late to this party. So I need to go. I will obviously link everything below. I am sorry that this video took a little bit longer. This is what happens when I wait too long to record because I just have 1,001 things that I want to talk about. We did it though. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you made it this long, I appreciate you so much. And maybe we should do this a little more regularly. I gotta jot down some ideas too, because sometimes I just go into this like blind and then it becomes a rambling mess, kind of like today. Anyway, I love you all so much. I appreciate you. I do hope you are making, crafting, baking, doing something that you love, and I will talk to you soon.